Hey folks, today we're going to be reviewing Subterranean Deceptions by Mike Pisciotta. Let's get into it. Welcome to Slightly Better Magic Reviews. My name is Paul and today we're going to be reviewing Subterranean Deceptions by Mike Pisciotta. So what's in the tin? You get a DVD and an envelope with some specially printed cards that will be required for 2 of the routines on the DVD. The DVD runs about 90 minutes. You'll also need a special coin that most magicians will have. Since there are only 7 routines on this DVD, I'll go over each really quickly and give my thoughts briefly. The Devil Makes 3, by far the most difficult routine on the DVD. This routine is worth the practice it will take. I really like the pace and presentation of this routine. It just seems so fair. Coming up, this is an impromptu rising card. I think it's great for impromptu situations. Boxing match. Visually pluck their selection from the box deck. This is great if you work behind a bar or from a case, but would probably not be for you if you stroll and as it requires 2 decks. Mike's 2 cents, similar to coin on call, but better. You end with a picture on their phone being different than what they thought it would be, and 2 examinable coins. Open to change, similar to Mike's 2 cents, but uses a card and cash instead of coins. The thinking behind this is awesome. This effect has a lot going for it. Open prediction, betting money, magician in trouble, and a photo souvenir on their phone. Shaken not stirred. A 2-deck triumph routine using a cocktail shaker. If you are a bar magician, this would be great for you. And finally, flying sandwich. Another nice effect that would work for table hopping. Basically, you do a sandwich effect where they expect their selection to end up in your half of the deck, but the sandwich ends up in their half of the deck instead, kind of like a kickback routine. All of these routines are something I would consider using except for the shaken not stirred because I'm not a bar magician. How is the value and is it overpriced? I think that for $35, getting 7 routines that are well rehearsed and polished, I think that it's a great value for your money. So who is this material for? I would say it's meant for bar magicians or table hoppers mostly. Not to say that a hobbyist or a small parlor magician wouldn't find material on it as well. It's just packed full of solid routines that I think almost anybody could use, except for maybe a stage magician. So what venue would you perform these routines in? I would say mostly behind the bar, table hopping, or in a small parlor venue. Some of them do require a table, so that's something to keep in mind, but not all. So what is the skill level on this project? I would say the skill level is intermediate to advanced. There are some sleights on here that would take weeks to perfect, but I think they're worth the effort. How is the teaching on this project? I would say that the teaching is done well. There are a couple angles behind the scenes that they do close up for you to see for clarification. The video quality is good, it's HD, and he's mic'd for both the performances and the explanations, and the performances do include usually at least 2 or more spectators. So how's the setup and reset? Well, there's 7 different routines on this project, but I would say that the setup and reset for most of them is under 2 minutes, and there are no clothing restrictions for any of these routines. How are the angles and is it examinable? The angles on these effects are good. You can probably get away with about 180 degrees. You wouldn't want somebody standing behind you for most of these routines. As far as being examinable, there are a couple that use regular decks, but most of them are going to require a gaff or a gimmick that you're going to not want to have examined, but everything seems so fair that the audience wouldn't be inclined to ask to see anything. So what are the pros and cons of this project? The pros are the magic is offbeat, which I think can be more interesting in some cases. The magic is really strong. You can see that Mike has polished this stuff and worked it a lot. As far as cons, you need a table for some of these routines, which means you can't do some of it strolling. Would I use this stuff on this project? Absolutely. I think that this stuff on here is really great. I think that whether you're a hobbyist or a pro, that you'll be able to find something on here that you can use. So what do I give this project for a rating? I give it a 9 out of 10. I think the only drawback is that you have to have a table for some of the routines. That's Subterranean Deceptions by Mike Pisciotta. If you found this video helpful at all, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and please check out my other videos on YouTube.